Here are 5 things you can do to crush your high notes in 2025. Do these and your progress will be predictable and fast. All right, here we go. Number 1, you got to know where you are and where you want to go. I know, Captain Obvious sounds really duh. It's a duh moment. But I want you to get very academic about this and write that down. I want you to figure out what your high note is right now, the highest note you can sing. So you got a piece of paper or you're doing it on your computer, you write it down. Highest note I can sing is an E, an F, a G, an A, B, C, whatever. Doesn't matter. Also write down how it feels. It feels strained. It feels easy. It feels tight. It feels weak. It feels pushed. It feels whatever. Write it down. So you're very clear on my highest note is this, and this is how it feels. Now on the other side of the page, or somewhere anyway, write down the high note that you want to sing, your dream high note. I want to be able to sing this really easily. And then write down how you want it to feel. And feel it for a second. Imagine, oh, I want to be able to sing this so easily. So right now I'm here and it feels like this, or however it feels. And I want to be here and I want it to feel like this. Right now, you're creating a little bit of a vision. You know where you are, you know where you want to be. If you want to go on vacation, you have to kind of know where you're starting from and where you're going. Otherwise, who knows where you'll end up. Same thing with singing. So you want to have that kind of focus. I'm here. I want to be here. Okay? Number 2, stop singing randomly and begin singing deliberately and consciously. Now, what do I mean by randomly? Randomly would be this YouTube video this day, this one that day, this exercise one day, this song another day, singing in the car for 10 minutes, not singing for 3 days, and then grabbing a song I don't really know and trying to sing that the next day. That's kind of random. I know we've all done our own version of that, but that's not going to crush your high notes in 2025. We got to get a little more deliberate about this, a little more conscious, and create a plan. We have to have a system. We have to have a plan. We have to vocalize on a regular basis according to that system and that plan to get the predictable results that we want, right? And this is a big and, you must add mental rehearsal to your program. What's mental rehearsal? Just like it sounds. It is seeing in your mind's eye or in your imagination how you want to sound. It is feeling it and singing it in your mind's eye, not out loud, but feeling it emotionally. How would it feel? How would it sound? What would people's reactions be? Create the whole thing so that it raises your energy, raises your vibration. Now, this isn't woo-woo stuff, right? Maybe back in the 70s when I was a kid, people could have thought that was woo-woo, but now there's so much science behind it. They do brain mapping, they do everything, so they can see what's going on when somebody mentally rehearses an activity versus physically doing it. The same parts of the brain light up for the mental rehearsal and the actual physical activity. So when you include mental rehearsal with the physical activity, you will expedite your progress. And I talk a lot about mental rehearsal and technique and performance in a book that I will give you called Fearless Singing. It's a free book, and it comes with a bonus video on my THF system on how to develop great high notes. The link will be in the description. But if you're interested, just go into the comments section and write Fearless, Fearless. Just write Fearless, and I will send you the book. Otherwise, you can click the link in the description. Okay. Number 3, and this is so important. Get your actions consistent with your desires. This is something I work with everybody on for the last 35 years. I've been working with helping people get their actions consistent with their desires because it's so important. I mean, because singers say one thing, but they're only willing to do another. So I ask you this question. It's a very important question. What are you willing to trade for your high notes? Because you're going to have to trade something. So what are you willing to trade for your high notes? And I said this to a student years ago. She had been a student and studied with me, and then she took some time off. during the time off, she got offered the role in a big musical, the lead in a big musical. And she called me. She was nervous about it because, well, I haven't really been, keeping totally up, and it's got these high notes and it's got this, and I'm a little nervous. And I could tell, at least I felt, that she was trying to get my advice and encouragement, but I couldn't feel that she was really yet interested in coming back and really working on her voice to get this going. It's more like I think she felt that she sort of should be able to do it and she must be doing something wrong or whatever, right? And so the conversation went on for a couple of minutes, and I said, you're worried about these high notes. Why don't you just buy them? And she was like, buy them? And I said, yeah, they're for sale. I know it sounds weird, but what are you willing to trade for these things? If you're really serious about getting these, you can buy your high notes from somebody who knows how to sell them to you. And I know that sounds ridiculous, right? But it's true. And only you can figure out what you're willing to trade for it. You may only have time, in which case you have to watch YouTube videos and get as consistent as you can with something that seems to work. But if you can trade money to solve that problem, then you have to realize, gosh, am I willing to do that? How bad do I want these high notes, right? I know that's a little probably controversial. If other teachers see that, probably, I can't believe what he said. Well, I'm saying it. It's true. You go to a personal trainer, a good physique is for sale. You just buy it from somebody who can show you how to do it. I know it sounds ludicrous, and nobody ever thinks of that, but it's true. Anyway, number 4, be consistent, adopt a positive mindset, and enjoy the process. Now, when I say positive mindset, I don't mean like a Pollyanna mindset. I don't mean like, it's the power of positive thinking. I don't really mean that. I mean, approach this from a real joyful place, a real fun place, right? Gratitude is hugely important with singing. Most of us go to what we don't like about our voice. We'll sing a song, we immediately go to, well, that wasn't this, and that wasn't that, or that was this, and that was that. We never get to the good stuff, right? And our brain focuses only on what we want to improve, and it focuses in a negative way. So train yourself before you sing to start with one thing that you appreciate and love about your voice. Before you sing, one thing, and get yourself in a joyful mood. Even if you watch like a stupid video on TikTok or whatever before, or a comedy scene, or listen to a joke or whatever, it just kind of makes you smile and switches your state into like a positive expectant, like this is going to be fun state versus, well, I hope I sing better than I sang yesterday. You don't want to be there, okay? Don't go there. So get yourself, that's what I mean by a positive mindset. Get yourself in an expectant state that this is going to be fun, right? And then enjoy the process. Take all the pressure off yourself, and don't treat what we would ordinarily treat as failure. It's only feedback. Everything that doesn't work is just another thing not to do, right? Like when Edison invented the light bulb, they said, how'd you feel failing this many times? He goes, I didn't fail. I just figured out a bunch of ways it wouldn't work. That's a good mindset, right? So do that. You're going to figure out a bunch of ways this stuff doesn't work, right? No matter who you work with, you're going to figure out, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. That worked. That was cool. Give a positive spin to all of it, and it will lead you in a positive direction with your voice, right? So make sure you do that. That's number 4. Number 5, get a coach. It doesn't have to be me, right? But find somebody that can help you with this. Why reinvent the wheel? I mean, seriously. You can watch a ton of YouTube videos. I got a ton of YouTube videos. There are many times when that's what we have to do. There are many things that this is where it comes to like being honest. What are you willing to trade for your high notes? And again, I have like zero judgment about that. Number 1, I don't know you. So why would I have any judgment about that? But I don't have any judgment about what anybody's willing to trade for their high notes. It's just an important question to ask yourself. For example, I play drums and I play guitar, right? I'm about as good as I want to be on both of those. I'm not willing to trade anything to get better. I just pick up my guitar once in a while and play. Oh, that's cool. And then put it down. And 3 months later, I'll pick it up and play again. Same thing with the drums. My son's awesome at everything. And so he's playing all the time. So he is willing to trade a whole lot to get better. I'm not. I'm as good as I care to be. I mean, I have fleeting thoughts of thinking, ooh, I really would like to get better at this because I'd really like to be able to do that. You know, maybe I'll play for an hour or two, and then 3 months go by and I haven't played. So, but I'm okay with that because I'm very consistent with my desires and my actions, you know, and that's all I'm suggesting for you. You know, don't say you want great high notes, but not be willing to do what it takes to get them, because you're only going to drive yourself nuts. That creates a dissonance that makes us feel like very, very negative and very loserish and very, oh, I'm not worthy, or no, I'm no good, or I'm not, you know. If you like say, you know what, I didn't realize it was going to take this much to get great high notes. Maybe I'll just be satisfied with doing lower songs or doing this, you know, and I'll be okay with that because I have to be okay with the fact that I don't want to spend that much money. I don't want to spend that much time. Be okay with that, right? But don't drive yourself nuts by wanting it, but not being willing to do what it takes, right? So get consistent with that and get yourself a coach. And if you can find a coach that could never do this before and now can do it, that would be my suggestion. Because otherwise, you're working with somebody that's just a really good singer that thinks they can teach. They may not be able to. And, you know, I find like, I hate to make a sweeping generalization, but I'm going to kind of make a sweeping generalization. If somebody is a really great singer already, why are they going to teach? And why are they going to bother learning, you know, the cracothyroid and the thyroarytenoid and the hyoid muscle and the breathing? And why are they going to learn that, right? They don't need to know it themselves. So they think they just wonder one day, oh, I sing great. I really want to teach. That usually doesn't happen, quite frankly, unless somebody has had a long career and they have sung great, and then they've decided that they want to teach. And then many times, from a technical aspect, they don't even know what they're doing. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean they had an automatic transmission and you have a standard shift. With the car analogy, right? The voice works like a car. You know, I had to learn how to shift gears with my voice. First gear, second gear, third gear is like chest voice mix and head voice, right? I had to learn how to shift consciously. A lot of my friends just had automatic transmissions. They just give it the gas. They go through all the high notes, everything. They don't have to do anything. So some teacher that just says, give it more support, that's going to work for them. Anything's going to work for them. Didn't work for me, may not work for you. So that's what I mean. Find somebody that really knows, that has had to learn it themselves, right? So those are my 5 things. If you would like to learn way more about all this stuff and way more about what I do and how I work and what's really important to become a great singer, download my book, Fearless Singing. Put the word fearless in the comments or click on the link somewhere in the description. Get my Fearless Singing book. It talks about the importance of technique, performance, and mindset. The 3 things that synergistically work to make you an absolutely fearless singer. And it's a really great book. You can read it in less than an hour. And it comes with great bonuses, one of which is my THF system video on great high notes. So, and you'll definitely want to grab that. That comes as a bonus with the book. So grab those things. They're free. What do you got to lose? Nothing, I'll tell you. You got nothing to lose. See, you've got to be at least, here we go. You got to be at least willing to trade the amount of time that it would take to write Fearless in the comments or click on the link and get the book. You got to be at least that willing if you want great high notes, right? Okay. Thanks for putting up with me in this video. I know I get a little bit opinionated, but hey, I've been doing this for 33 years or 35. I don't know how many, since 90 or 91, something like that. So yeah. So I've been doing it a long time in Los Angeles, which is the most competitive market for vocal coaches because they have one in every corner like Starbucks. And to survive in this town, you kind of got to know what you're doing and you got to get results and you got to get them fast, especially in the celebrity market. So I've kind of been around the block. Anyway, get the book, get the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.